Dear students, welcome to the second class of finding steady state output noise power. Right? Last class we solved the problem by using frequency domain method. Now we are taking a new problem. We have to solve the problem by using both time domain method and frequency domain method. So the problem is available in the board. Please you have to read the problem one or two times. Then only you understand what they asked. So find the steady state output variance. So steady state variance means output noise power they asked. So steady state noise variance in the output due to the quantization of input. So we are doing the quantization of the input signal. Input signal may be or speech signal also. Speech signal is there, right? And musical signal is there. All and even maybe computer file is there. All are input signals. So we have to quantize the input signal. We get an error, quantization error. That error will affect the output of the filter also, right? So E of n is given as the input and epsilon n is available at the output. So the first order filter, because y of n minus 1 is there, so it is called as a first order filter. Here the filter transfer function or the system function is given as y of n is equal to a into y of n minus 1 plus x of n. So this is the filter or system equation or filter transfer function. From that we have to find out the transfer function. So transfer function is h of n. For finding h of n, first we have to do the Z transform and find the h of n. By using the h of n, that is called as a time domain formula. Okay, the time domain formula I want to write it in the board. Time domain formula for finding the output variance or output noise power of the filter is sigma epsilon square. Output noise power is equal to sigma E square, that is input noise power into transfer function square h square of n, where n varies from 0 to infinity, that is infinite number of samples. So by using this method, now we have to find out the output. Then by using the frequency domain method, we have to find out the output, and both the outputs should be equal. This is the objective of this class. Now I take Z transform on both sides. You take Z transform on both sides. So take Z transform means what will happen? Y of n, Z transform is capital Y of Z. So small y of n, you take Z transform, it is capital Y of Z. So small y represents the time domain, capital Y represents the frequency domain. Okay, n means time domain, Z means frequency domain. Y of n, a is a constant because after you taking the transform nothing will happen, so a should be the a. Then y of n minus 1 here should be there, delay is there. Y of n minus 1 means what the output is, or you taking the Z transform means Z inverse into Y of Z, because one delay, Y of n minus 1, one delay means Z inverse into Y of Z, plus x of n, Z transform is x of Z. Okay, now you see that Y of Z is available in both the left hand side and right hand side. So you take Y of Z in one side. Then only for your easy simplification, you take Y of Z plus a Z inverse into, minus a Z from here, plus a Z inverse Y of Z is taken into left hand side, means minus a Z inverse into Y of Z plus or equal to x of Z. Now you take Y of Z as a common factor. So 1 minus a Z inverse is equal to x of Z. Now I want to find out the transfer function. The transfer function is Y of Z by x of Z. So Y of Z divided by x of Z. Just do a cross multiplication, that's all. The remaining thing is x of Z is coming denominator, so remaining thing is 1. This is go to that side. So this multiplication is that side, is go to the form of a division. So Y of Z by x of Z is equal to 1 by 1 minus a Z. It is called as h of Z. H of Z is equal to 1 by 1 minus a Z inverse. Now h of Z is find out. What is h of n? H of n means just you take inverse Z transform. Inverse Z transform of h of Z is h of n. So you take inverse Z transform. So just h of n is equal to, what will come? H of Z is equal to 1 by 1 minus a Z inverse. H of n is equal to a power n into u of n. Because it is you studied already in signals and system, right? I do not want to repeat once again. So, in time domain a power n into u of n, you take a z transform, it will becomes 1 by 1 minus a z inverse, right, okay. Or 1 by 1 minus a z inverse means you take inverse z transform, it becomes a power n into u of n. So, your h of n is a power n into u of n. U of n means unit step signal. Now, I just substitute this into the formula. The formula is sigma e square into summation n is equal to 0 to infinity h square of n. Now, I substitute this h of n into here. So, sigma e square summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a power n into u of n whole square. So, a power into u of n whole square. So, a power into u of n is h of n square, or some book it is modulus. So, modulus means the negative value is changed into positively, because a value is plus or minus 1, within plus or minus 1 is there. So, here mod is also right, no problem. So, for that I put a power n u of n into whole square, right, okay. So, square will make automatically negative into positive, you know that u of n value is 1, u of n means unit step signal, this value is equal to 1. So, the thing is our answer is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a square power n. A square power n or a power 1 both are right. In binomial theorem, in school itself we studied, what it will told, summation n is equal to 0 to infinity, summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a power n is equal to 1 by 1 minus a, 1 by 1 minus a, or 1 minus a power minus 1, that is called as binomial theorem. The same thing I am using here. So, summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a square power n. So, it is 1 by 1 minus a square, that is all, okay. This is output power factor, sigma epsilon square is equal to sigma e square into 1 by 1 minus a square. So, this is called as a result. So, this is output power factorial density. Now, I want to prove the same result by using the frequency domain method. So, h of z is we are having, this is the h of z. I take this h of z, and by using the frequency domain formula, I want to give the same answer, okay. Right. Now, I want to go for frequency domain method. Dear students, we want to solve the same problem by using the frequency domain method, okay. Now, we want to check the answer also, okay. Frequency domain method formula is sigma epsilon square is equal to sigma e square 1 by 2 pi j integration over the closed contour C h of z into h of z inverse into z inverse into dz, okay, right. Problem is the same, y of n is equal to a into y of n minus 1 plus x of n. By taking z transform, you get h of z is equal to 1 by 1 minus a z inverse, right. H of z also, we take z transform on both sides, then we found h of z is equal to 1 by 1 minus a z inverse. Now, I want to substitute this into this residue theorem, okay. Sigma e square sum of residues of h of z into h of z inverse into z inverse, z is equal to a. Okay. So, sum of residues, here also there are two residues are there, because h of z is given, h of z inverse we have to find out. So, it just we have to find out h of z. H of z is 1 by 1 minus a z inverse, h of z inverse is equal to 1 by 1 minus a z, that is all. So, h of z just h of z inverse or the inverse transfer function. So, just you simply put in place of z you put z inverse, or in place of z inverse you put z. Here you see that 1 by 1 minus a z inverse. So, that inverse, this place of z inverse you put z, 1 divided by 1 minus a into z. So, now it is converted into the inverse transfer function h of z inverse. Now, you substitute h of z and h of z into this equation and find the answer, okay. Sigma e square sum of the residues. Now, also sum of the residues means h of z inverse into z inverse Z is equal to A comma 1 by A. There are two residues because denominator is equal to 1 minus A Z inverse is equal to 0. That means 1 is equal to A Z inverse, A by Z1, Z is equal to A. So, one pole is Z is equal to A. And another 1 minus A Z, this is another pole is also there. So, 1 is equal to A Z implies Z is equal to 1 by A. So, Z is equal to 1 by A, it is outside the unit circle. It is outside the unit circle. A is inside the unit circle, 1 by A is outside the unit circle because I already told A values from 0 to 1. You take assume that 0.5, A is equal to 0.5 means it is inside the unit circle. So, 1 by 0.5 means 1 by 0.5 value is 2, it is outside the unit circle. So, outside we cannot take. So, only one residue Z is equal to A only we have to taken for our calculation. So, sigma E square. So, I want to take the first residue. So, limit Z tends to A, Z minus A, H of Z. H of Z is 1 by 1 minus A Z inverse. This H of Z is available. H of Z inverse is 1 by 1 minus A Z into Z inverse. Z is equal to A because A is considered and 1 by A is not considered because it is mapped outside the unit circle. So, we are not considered. Now, you see that because we want to cancel Z minus A. Last problem itself I explained why Z minus A is introduced here because we want to cancel, otherwise you just substitute Z is equal to A means the whole term becomes infinity. Now, you see that limit Z tends to A, Z minus A. Now, you see that Z inverse means 1 by Z. So, 1 minus A by Z. So, Z minus A by Z is Z by Z minus A. You understand that? Z inverse is equal to 1 by Z. So, just I substitute 1 by Z instead of Z inverse I put 1 by Z. 1 by Z take LCM. So, Z minus A will come in the denominator and that Z is go to the numerator Z by Z minus A. I think everyone can understand well clearly 1 by 1 minus A Z into Z inverse. Z is equal to A. Now, this Z and Z inverse cancelled and Z minus A and Z minus A also cancelled. So, Z into Z inverse is Z power 1, Z power minus 1, both Z power 0 will come. So, Z power 0 is 1 or anything power 0 is 1. Then Z minus A is cancelled. I already told because you include this, we are not putting Z minus A this in the numerator, we are not introducing means the whole become infinity. Okay, for that only we introduce Z minus A here. Now, you just substitute Z is equal to A. So, Z is equal to A means 1 minus A into A square. So, sigma E square into 1 minus A square. This is sigma epsilon square. This is the result or answer, right. So, this is, you see that the last answer is in the previous, just here itself. So, dear students, this is the answer by using the time domain. Epsilon sigma epsilon square sigma A square into 1 by 1 minus A square. Okay. And now, the same answer is in the frequency domain. Frequency domain. Okay. This is the frequency domain formula. This is the frequency domain. So, you may solve the problem using time domain or frequency domain, the answers would be the same. It is our conclusion. Okay. So, students, you may work out many problems by using the same method. You will get a wonderful thing, both answers would be the same. That means we are correctly proceed the values and correctly we got the answer. Okay. So, thank you for your patience caring.